Yo, what's up guys, it's Fullyspaced here. Today I'm going to show you how to create this little kind of farm base here. As you can see, you enter through one of the four sides that you have, and you can come straight on in. You got a gate, a little pathway leads straight in. All this is kind of waterlogged in these stairs to keep the crops kind of growing at max speed. You come straight in, and you can also go down into your little storage area, or you could even use this as a base if you will. You've got a little table and things down here. We've got some barrels in the side. Chest up here, basically just a nice place to kind of store up your food and then do whatever you want with it. There's loads of it's basically a huge storage unit down here. Just got a few things to cook as well, so you've got furnaces to cook things. You can obviously change your crops from wheat to apples, well not apples, carrots, you know, whatever you want, so carrots, wheat, beetroot for example, potatoes. You can do whatever you like with this farm. It's just a really cool little design here. Well, not really, it was actually quite on a large scale here. But yeah, it's quite a nice one to use. And I've recently just came up with this build here, and I thought I'd share it with you guys. So let's jump on over on how to build this. So I've just jumped on over to my super flat world, and I'm going to show you how to build this. We're going to start off by creating a circle. We're going to start off by building 5 blocks along. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we've got 5 along on this side, 2, then 1. Then copy this on the other side as well, and just repeat this until you connect up. 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 1. And basically you're just going to connect this up. That will be your kind of first circle. This is going to be more of the inner circle. And then once you've done that, we'll actually extend this out from here. So we're going to go back by 3, so 1, 2, 3. Then we're going to put up and start from here. So we're going to create another 5 here. Then we're going to go probably about 3, then a 2, then a 1. Repeat this all the way around as well. So 3, then 5, then 3, then 2, 1, 2, 3, then 5, then 3, 2, 1, 2, and 3, and 5. Basically a really simple kind of process. You're just going to create a few circles. This will be your kind of edge, the max circle that you'll want for this. So you're going to have this one and create another. Basically just connect all your circles up before doing this. It's going to help you so much when it comes to actually building it. So there's a nice little foundation area here, and if you want to, you could actually add one in the middle. So you're going to go 1, 2, 3, and then you can start from here. So probably from here you're only going to actually get a circle that is going to connect up like this. But I'd probably just keep it here, just so you know what you're doing with it. So you can have something that looks like this. So now from here, this is basically what your kind of foundation will look like, this small little thing here. And you're going to get these logs and kind of go to every corner and raise it by 4. So we're going to add that by 4, and over here as well, 3, 4, 3, 4 as well. And then obviously on here, and here. And then the last one just here. Now we've got those all to 4, we can kind of come up to these entrance points that are going to be here. So I'm going to create these up to 4 as well. And then over here to 4 as well. And just fill in all the entrance points to 4. We're going to add gates in between these, so don't worry too much about that. That would just help from getting mobs, you know, coming in and out of your base. Basically just stopping those entering that you don't want there. Once you've done that, you want to get things like stairs and slabs. You need these oak logs as well. You can use oak logs if you wish, but you also need a fence. And then what you want to do here is add something like a little design. So you can add an oak log there, and then for example you can add a slab on top. However, because we're using oak on oak here, so this is going to look quite odd. You might want to consider using something else. However, if it doesn't bother you too much on the way it looks, so something like that, it looks completely fine. If you don't want to use the oak on oak kind of log selection, I would probably recommend using something like dark oak or maybe spruce. Just switch it up a bit so it doesn't look quite the same. I'd use some spruce maybe here, so we can get a different variation there. But I'm actually going to stick with the oak on oak. It looks a lot better with a spruce top as well. But obviously you can switch that up and use stone if you wish, or you can use any other kind of material that you would like. But I'm just going to keep the logs here. So once you know, when you're building, feel free to kind of play around with a palette that you want to use, and just keep that. Anyway, you want to copy this design on each side. So you're going to keep these designs and use them for the whole way around. So obviously you want to use, oh, we'll swap that because that's number 2 there. So we're going to use this kind of pattern, and we'll just copy this the whole way around. So you want to get your logs and leave a gap in between like so, so you can add a fence in, and then on this side you're going to do the exact same, and you want to just keep it matching every side, so you get a nice symmetrical kind of pattern on the way around, and it all looks nice and symmetrical, nothing is out of place, and it will just create a nice, you know, nice feel, and make the build look a lot better. Because if you go around and you see there's bits and pieces here and there that aren't quite synchronized up and looking symmetrical, it's going to look a bit janky and a bit horrible. Now that you got that simple entrance here, we can add some gates in as well. We're just going to get a nice little foundation down, so that you don't have to worry about kind of mobs and things coming in while you're building this. So if you're building this as 5 or getting something like this down might be a good start for you here. So just add some gates in. I'm going with spruce and oak, just for a little kind of diversity in the color palette there. Just switching it up a bit. And then once you've filled in all these, you're going to need trapdoors, stairs, and slabs. Nice little simple design. So what we're going to do is just fill in this pattern here, and we're going to repeat this the whole way around. So feel free to copy this. We do this little design here, then we fill in this, put a backwards stair on top of that, then a stair on top of this, stair in the middle here, flick that up so you get a nice raised area here. Then from here we add in these trapdoors like so, raise this one here so you can hang a lantern from it as well. Then once you hang a lantern from that, you can once again add a gate as well onto here if you like. Grab some leaves and you can create a, oh, didn't want to get rid of the stair, we're going to need those in a minute. Create a nice little flick here, so you know, something you can play around with, but you want to repeat this design the whole way around here. So we're going to quickly head around and do the exact same on all of these. So once again, we're going to start by adding in this little section here, and on these you want to put them backwards, then and again backwards facing those, flick this in the middle here, and then flick that on top, and just repeat this all the way around. And then obviously you can texture it and detail it later on, or you can just get the base kind of foundation or frame down like I'm doing here now, and then texture it later on. Whatever you would like is kind of up to you. I'm just kind of showing you, and hopefully this will give you some inspiration on how to create a nice little underground, you know, it's kind of a farm with an underground base in it, so just feel free to kind of name it as you will. It's just like a little underground farm base, obviously nice one to kind of keep your stuff, food stored away. And obviously you can have one in your survival world, you can have it like at a certain point in your world where you can go to and from it, you can store your food in there, and you know that's where your food's going to be, so you don't have to worry about not having food just lounging around everywhere. Or you can bring it from here to a sorting system or storage area where you can have all your food. It's really up to you what you do with this. I'm just showing you this design here. So feel free once again to do what you would like to do with it. But yes, we want to connect this up here, and obviously I forgot to add in these little stairs on the side there. Done it on this one, but I didn't do it on that one for some reason. Adding these gates here, trapdoors across, and I believe we've filled in all of them so far. So as long as we've got the stairs on the side and I didn't forget those, yep, perfect, we got those. We are pretty much done with this kind of side main platform here. So what we're going to do from here is actually grab the stair block and slab block. Now what I'm going to do is add a slab on top of this. Now from here I'm going to add a stair here, slab here, and you want to copy this kind of design around with the wall, but kind of up the top here, and just copy this all the way around, and this will give you a nice little raised kind of pattern, and in between it will allow you to have this nice this would be like a window area, but obviously we're not going to have windows on something that's kind of built outside naturally, so we're going to have just this nice open space, but a nice way to kind of keep mobs out and see what's kind of around you in the world. So it's just a nice little effect or thing to add, and also gives you, you know, just a nice, it just adds that a little bit more of an effect to it. Instead of just keeping it plain and simple with a wide open kind of area, you obviously want a nice looking roof or a little design around it to really spice it up and just make the build look that much better. Otherwise you can just keep it plain and simple with this kind of fenced pattern around the edge. It will look quite boring and dull, so you know, if you want to spice it up, feel free to add in this little roof section here. It does take up a bit more time, but once again it's nothing too, you know, too strenuous to do. It's actually rather simple, and you won't have to worry too much about it. So yeah, You can add this in if you wish, but obviously feel free, you know, to do what you want to do with it. You don't have to add it in, but I would recommend adding in if you want the best kind of looking design of this. So yeah, feel free to choose based on what you think looks better. But once you've got this down here, you haven't got too much more to go. You've literally, oh, I did actually forget to add a stair in there. You can kind of just play around with it from here. But what I'm going to do is add some slabs on top of these pillars here. Get the trapdoors, just add those on top of here as well. Later on I'll show you a little trick we can use with these in a second. But for now I'm just going to leave it like so. And there we are. And then I like to add this little trapdoor section around here. So just around this top area here. You can kind of walk on it if you can get up there. So if you create a ladder or something, you can walk around on it if you want to. It's kind of up to you what you want to do with it. So, you know, if you want to add a ladder or some sort of way of getting up here, feel free to do that. Otherwise, don't worry too much about it. It also kind of helps against spiders and things, not massively. So obviously, you don't need to add it. Purely for aesthetic looks, I would add it. But if you're not too worried about this little design, a little touch, then you know you don't have to add it in. And obviously, it's quite cost effective because you're using trapdoors, so it's going to cost quite a lot. It's not really the cheapest thing on the planet, but oh well, it's it's one of those things that you kind of have to sacrifice when building in survival if you want something to look good. But yeah, we're going to show you this little trick here. So you can add lanterns underneath these trapdoors, and they actually give you a nice little burst of light coming out of them. So you've got some more lighting as well, just in there. You can actually add some more lanterns as well to this. It's just on these sections here. So there and there. I'd probably add this one maybe under here, and then do the same all the way around. And you can get a nice little bit of lighting all the way around, so you don't have to worry too much about mob spawning as well, which is always a nice thing. You don't want just random mobs appearing in your base ready to kind of blow up your crops. Otherwise, you know, it's going to serve an absolute nightmare rebuilding this repeatedly because you've kind of got mobs spawning in it. But yeah, once you've done that, you can also add trapdoors to this top section here if you wish. You know, just small little touches. You don't have to. It's just purely up to you. And once again, it's all going to be quite heavy costs on the wood front of this build. So it's kind of up to you what you want to do with it. You can either leave out some of these small touches here and there. They do look a lot better, but also they're going to cost quite a bit more. So hopefully, depending on when you build this, you might have some sort of tree farm which will allow you to kind of build this. And you know, you won't have to worry too much about the cost side of things, which will be, you know, a nice little thing for you there. So once you've done this as well, you want to add these little kind of stairs in here and here, and then you can add light in the middle there, just getting some lighting and things down. Nice little tricks there. And then obviously add in some, I would probably add in some stairs like so. Keep the pattern as well, something like this. You can actually waterlog these stairs. This is the kind of key thing about this. So you can waterlog the stairs, so you can actually grow crops at a decent rate. So you can keep crops growing at the max rate. So it's something I would recommend doing. You can just waterlog these and waterlog under these pillars here. So everywhere around this base will actually be able to kind of grow crops at the max rate, which is always a nice thing to kind of add. And then from here, what I did is, so what I did last time was added 3 stairs like so, and then on the third one we're going to go down here. So 3, and then you want to go down, I'd probably go down to 5. So I'm going to go down to 5 here. You get a trapdoor like so, and you can add that in there. And then obviously you want to go down this. Then once you're down, you need to clear this section out. So we will actually come back up here, clear this out like so, and clear this section out. Obviously we're going to need it to all kind of be at the same height, but once we clear this section out, I'm going to quickly do a little jump cut so I can clear this out. You guys don't have to watch me because it is quite painful to do. So I've cleared out the space, and as you can see here, I've left this kind of middle bit in the frame, but just so you guys can kind of work out how I built this. So what I've done is basically made a 1 block radius that extends around this centerpiece that we created here, and all I've done is just follow this around by 1 block, and that will be your underground section here. We will actually fill this back in with grass, but for now I was just showing you how I've kind of managed to create this underground bit here. So I'll fill this back in, and then obviously once you fill this in here, we've got the kind of trapdoor here. And from here we add these stairs like so as well. They'll just create a nice little design for the top piece here, and obviously we can waterlog those as well if we need to. And then from here we can add in the trapdoor, the stair design for this top piece here again, like so, and then like so as well. And this top piece we're filling with grass later on, but for now obviously I'm going to keep it there so we have a bit of light when actually being down here, because otherwise it's quite dark. But yes, what we want to do is get this. So I'm actually going to fill this top section in with some slabs here. Now once you've got these slabs filled in, what you want to do is then fill in some of the walls and remove that kind of horrible dirt look. So we're filling some more, so we're going to get 3 and then 4, and then obviously this block we're standing on here is actually going to be our floor, which we can just fill in if you want to now. And then obviously we need to fill in the walls as well, so a lot of just filling in down here, but this will create your space for your little underground place. And then we'll quickly throw in some storage bits down, so you can kind of keep a nice little storage area down here and not have to worry too much about running out of storage when, you know, farming up your stuff. Obviously this is kind of suited for just creating some sort of farm base for maybe like role playing or some sort of early game farm base, but obviously it still requires a lot of wood to farm if you don't quite have that villager trading privilege yet. Or you could probably set up a villager in here and then maybe turn this bottom section into a villager breeder, so you could have a villager that comes to the middle and chucks down carrots or whatever onto villagers. That creates a breeding setup down here, which would have actually been such a smarter idea for anyone who watches my survival playthrough will actually know that I made a villager breeder, and it didn't look particularly the nicest thing to look at, but you could actually turn this into a villager breeder, which might have been a smart idea and might be something I have to play around with and see if I can actually make a good looking villager breeder for the one to replace in my actual survival world. But yes, I did actually fill in this part here, which I didn't mean to do, and this one as well. So come down there and we'll remove these, fill this in, and then what we're going to need here is ladders, so we're going to fill these in right here. If you want to as well, you see the floor that we're standing on, you can actually go underneath, add in some upside down barrels, and you can have even more storage in the floor as well. It's just something, you know, something you can do if you wish. But then what I'm going to do is just grab some barrels and throw them up here as well, bring down these slabs here, and then just, you know, this creates already some more storage for you and creates a nice little design. So we'll add that into this corner, and then we'll do it to all corners here as well, like so. Throw these down, and then obviously come over here and do the exact same, like so and like so. Now that they're in, you can add some furnaces in, for example. So I'm going to add some furnaces. We'll get crafting table as well. I'm going to add furnaces on this row here. Actually add crafting table in the top for this one, like so. And then I'll do the same over here, like so, and here. And then obviously you've got loads of rooms, so you can add trapdoors and chests. So you can create some more storage things. You can create shelves as well, to kind of look like your chest is sitting on if you want to, and then do it on this side too, like so. And then I've accidentally got rid of that somehow. I must have put it in the thing. Fill in that space there that I've actually kind of left wide open. But yeah, once you've got all that, you've got a nice little kind of setup here. You can add some lanterns and things in as well, and then cover them up with carpet if you wish. Just gives you a nice little kind of hidden design, or not really hidden. You can still see them, but it still kind of gives you the more of the wood effect and not so much kind of just, that's very off-centered, I've just noticed. Oh well, it's fine, we'll deal with it. We'll deal with it. So we'll place these like so, they're not too off-centered though, okay. And then you can add one to the middle as well. You can add them wherever you like, so you can have more here and more here. It's freely up to you where you want to add lights. You could even add lanterns in to get some lights, but this middle one here we'll keep for now, but I will be removing. So place this temporary block in the middle, then just go around that with stairs, connecting them up, and you can create yourself a nice little table here. Add a cartography table in the middle. You can add some lanterns, for example. You can add skulls and, you know, sea pickles and things to this table as well. And then, you know, maybe like a pressure plate for people to, you know, it looks like kind of people are sat at the table or something. like so. And here, you know, just add small things here and there that you want to add. Feel free to play around with those. You can do whatever you like in this as well. You can even remove these and add leaves if you like. And over here, over here, over here. If you really want to, you could add this middle bit to glass, or if you want to maximize on that food storage, add this to grass instead of glass, and then you can get some nice, you know, more crops down. And if you come down here, you get, you know, a nice little view. Obviously, you get a nice little underground area. Fill this in as well with some slabs. That will give you a nice little kind of lowered roof here and give you a nice little design, because you've got still that slight raise on these corner pieces here to get this nice little design there. And then if you want to come up back to the middle here, add some water in this section here. Chuck a composter down on top of this, like so. And then obviously we've got water in here. What we should do, there we are. We've got water in there. I'm actually worried that that went all the way through. It did actually go all the way through for some reason. That's weird. There we go. Now that would just stay like a normal waterlogged block, hopefully. Yep, there we are. And then, yes, you can add your crops all the way around this. And then feel free to add water into these corners and things, like so. So wherever your crops aren't getting the max amount of like water, for example, just throw in some water close by in these stairs, and they will actually help grow your crops. All you have to do is now, you know, use the hoe and then plant them, and thankfully the water inside will kind of just help regenerate the crops quicker, and you won't have to worry too much about that. But there you are. That's how you create the simple underground little farm base. Hope you guys enjoyed. If so, don't forget to leave a like and comment and subscribe for more content. And thank you all for 6K. It's been an absolute pleasure, and I'll see you all soon. Peace.